Alright guys, I figured I'd bring you into the hotel room here and show you what I've been doing with this Lyon's guitar. So far, I took the strings off, just on the hotel bed here. I don't have a lot of room in this hotel room, so I took the strings off. The strings were actually a pain to get out. They're actually in the back here. They were stuck up in the holes where the string goes through the bridge there, and I had to use a little Allen wrench to poke them out. I never had that really happen before. It was kind of interesting, but so far what I've done, took the strings off, and I have conditioned the fretboard. I'm letting it soak in a few minutes. I'm gonna throw some strings on there, do a truss rod adjustment, and adjust the saddles. And I can tell you the tuners feel pretty cheap. I'm just gonna be transparent with this thing. So I don't have high hopes for those, but I'm pretty sure it's a plastic nut. But I'm going to use this Big Ben's nut sauce. If you've never tried this stuff, trust me, your tuning stability will be off the charts after you start using that stuff. Trust me. Big Ben's, Bends. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of piece a few videos here together, but that's what I've got so far, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back after changing the strings, of course conditioning the fretboard. I adjusted the saddles down here a little bit lower because the action was still just super high. Adjusted the neck as far as it could be adjusted to straighten it out. It still got a little more bow than what I'm used to, but the truss rod is maxed out, so it pretty much needs a truss rod reset. But I ended up taking the neck off and shimming it a little bit. I think that was one of the main problems too. The neck needed shimmed, and the action's not super high, it's not super low. It's probably at like a 2mm. I like mine like sub 1.5, so it's a little bit higher than what I'm used to. But good news is, and this does have a little fret sprout, pretty significant, but doesn't really bother me. And I've actually had worse. I played a $1,500 Ibanez that was worse than this. But the tuners are a little weak. They're holding tune, and believe it or not, when I tuned it up and checked the intonation, it's perfectly intonated already. So that was a pleasant surprise. So you got. So it being perfectly intonated was kind of shocked me, to be honest. I figured I'd have to do all that, but yes, so far, playability wise, it's like a 5 out of 10. I think getting that neck reset would get it to like a 7, maybe 7.5. And I actually do have a maple Washburn neck that I have at the house that I could maybe see if it would fit on here. And it's a maple neck. It's an actual Washburn neck, so we could maybe go that avenue with it. But yeah, so far worth the $50. I'd like to say yes, which of course, with my little bit of knowledge on how to make things play a little better, is kind of where I'm leaning towards it being worth it, because doing the neck shim, and there was a couple frets that were high, and if a lot of you didn't know, sometimes guitars, the frets just kind of lift up out of the fretboard a little bit, and you just need to tap them down. So I did that, and it kind of fixed that problem. They were rocking pretty hard, and I tapped them down, and now they're just, 2 of them are just barely high. So if you didn't know that trick, instead of going straight for leveling it with a file, try to tap it down first with something that's not going to damage your fret. So, but yeah, we'll go over some sound samples, and we'll decide whether we want to keep these pickups, and we'll see how this thing sounds. First, we'll do some cleans on the bridge pickup. Second position. Middle. Fourth position. the neck. All right, now let's see how it sounds with some gain. So here we go. Neck. A couple in betweens. Middle. So overall, for the $25 I have in this, well, in the pack of strings, so say 30 bucks. It's not too bad. Like I say, it's only like a 4 or 5 in playability right now. The action still is a little bit higher than I like, but like I said, if I can reset that neck or put that other neck on this, I actually don't think the pickups sound that bad. It's kind of got a nice Strat sound, you know. I mean, that doesn't sound bad to me. And of course, I'm just playing on my little, small practice amp here in the hotel room, really low volume. But yeah, what do you think about this thing? Should we change pickups? What should we do with it? But so far, it seems like it was a good purchase. Yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. Got to put the trim cover back on there, but thanks for watching.